These are the news of News Radio. Joanna Michalska, welcome. Today my guest is Vignesh Raghunathan from Doctoral School. Hi, hello, good morning. Dzień dobry, Vignesh. Jak się masz?
So, bardzo dobrze. It's like dzień dobry, so of course, good morning. So,
yes.
Thank you for inviting me.
It's your first time on our radio. How do you like it?
See, to be frank, even not only this NUS radio, so even for the radio podcast, it is like first time for me. So it's quite interesting and it's nice.
Are
I'm
you
feeling
excited
very great.
for our
yes,
conversation?
I'm pretty much excited.
Me too. Tell us something about yourself. Where are you from and how long have you been in Szczecin?
Okay, basically I'm from India, the southernmost part of India, so called as Tamil Nadu. It's one of the province in India. So, moreover, I'm here in Szczecin. It's been 2 months now, but Poland is not new to me. Even though the Szczecin is very new, it's been 2 months now, but still, I have already had a past experience from Poland. For example, I have already completed my magister from Politechnika Warszawska. So, and after my post-graduation, I went back to India, and now I got this opportunity for pursuing my doctorate, so I came here.
You're at the Doctoral School of University of Szczecin. Where did you make this choice, and why Poland and Szczecin? Because you had a lot of possibilities, probably, like you said, Warsaw. And why Szczecin? What encouraged you to Szczecin?
That's a nice question. Okay, so if I want to answer you, then I have to make little brief because, okay, so initially, after my bachelor's from India, so I was working there in one of the reputed automobile company back in India called Ashok Leyland. As I was pretty much passionate about aerospace engineering, so I decided to quit the job and went to Ukraine initially at first. I was studying a bridge course there in Ukraine in aerospace engineering. And due to some other circumstances there in Ukraine, so I had to switch to some other country. There, I got to know about Poland. So whereas I applied for my master's in Poland at Warsaw, and I came back to Warsaw and successfully completed my post-graduation. But you know what? And during those 2 years, it was excellent for me. I started loving people, the culture and everything. And moreover, I feel that the people are very kind enough and welcoming all kind of foreigners. And that's really amazing.
So did you adapt easily here?
Yes. And moreover, I also just wanted to specifically mention this. Even though I was having a previous experience in Warsaw, but I pretty much love Szczecin more than Warsaw because it's like Warsaw is kind of a very robotic life, I feel. So because it's like even in the work culture or the party culture, they are going at very extreme end, right? So, but here, even though the city is small enough, but very accessible, comfortable and peaceful. Moreover, the people here are very, very, very warm welcoming.
Yes, and Warsaw is our capital, you know, and this is more crowded city than Szczecin.
Yes, right. Absolutely.
What surprised you most about Szczecin when you came here? Positively, of course.
Yes. The first thing, by walking itself, I can cover the city. So that's quite nice for me because it's pretty much accessible. The second most important thing, even the elder people are very kind and warmly welcoming me. So they used to support me in all the possible ways. For example, if I'm going in a tram and lost my way, even the elder people used to help me with finding the way out and so on. So that's amazing.
How do you spend your free time here? Apart from work and development, what do you like to do?
Yes, so I used to mingle with the people. So because it's like, so I got an opportunity to go to city tandem meetings. I found a lot of friends, Polish friends and other foreigners as well. And luckily, I got an opportunity to go to their places and go for the party in the sense like get-togethers, right? So, and also I would like to invite others to my places, like sharing the cultures and so on.
Do you have more friends from Poland or maybe international friends?
I have a lot of Polish friends. Within these 2 months, I got an opportunity and I had a privilege to get associated with many Polish friends.
You're learning our language. How do you like it? This is difficult and challenging for you?
Okay, that's true. But initially, because it's like as I had a previous experience in Poland, so it was the language already got occupied on my mind, right? So it's not so tough for me. And moreover, if you ask me whether I wanted to learn German or Polish, even though so everyone knows that Polish is one of the toughest language, I would say Polish is easy for me.
Oh, that's a surprise.
That's true, because it's like I'm already used with this language and it's quite convenient. And moreover, recently, it's been a month now, I started learning Polish courses. The university has been offered us, and I just started learning. But I feel pretty much the great progress, because it's like, even though previously I used to do self-learning, but when I started getting into the courses, it's quite interesting and I feel very committed to learning. This is giving me the excellent result.
I'm real happy to hear that, because a lot of people told me that's really difficult language and you surprised me really well.
That's true. But maybe it might be the reason that, so back in Warsaw, even though I was there for 2 years, I did not learn Polish much because I had a lot of subjects. It was a technical engineering, aerospace engineering I was studying there. So I got pretty much less time to focus on other things. But here, within these 2 months, I'm kind of balancing everything. And also I got an opportunity to learn Polish. And as I already used with the language by hearing all those things, so it's quite easy for me.
I cross my fingers for your Polish language.
Thank you so much for that.
Before we move on to our life in Szczecin, please tell us what you did in India exactly.
Okay, basically I'm a mechanical engineering by bachelor's, and after that I had an work experience in one of the reputed automobile company in R&D. As I mentioned earlier, so as I was pretty much passionate about aerospace engineering, I went to pursue my aircraft design course, aerospace engineering, from Ukraine, and came back to Warsaw. And after my post-graduation, even though I was working at Warsaw, as my parents insisted me to come back to India, so I had to go back, and I came back to India. For about 6 months, I was exploring what else I can do further. Then I found my way through, and I have started my own startup company in edutech and space tech domain. So whereas I used to deliver the STEM-based services to school students, and so far I have covered that too at free of cost. We have delivered services for more than 30,000 students at free of cost. In the college level, so we used to do lot of research on cube satellites and space-oriented things. And also, I was a project director for one of the reputed space center in India, called as the PhD Space Center. I was establishing and developing the space center. And after that, I got an opportunity to get collaborated with the space community called GCSST in Sweden. So remotely, virtually, I got collaborated and associated with my friends and other people. And I have started the GCSST, Global Community for Space Science and Technology in Sweden. It's a remote thing. And I was about to upscale my startup back in India, but also I was pretty much passionate about pursuing my doctorate. So whereas fortunately I have found this opportunity, I got to know about this opportunity in Szczecin, Poland. So, and moreover, so I'm already started pretty much liking this city and country, everything. So I thought that why not I apply for this opportunity, and where I got this opportunity and I came here. I'm here now.
Wonderful. Which of your professional jobs was the most challenging for you? Because like you said, you were in Warsaw, you were in Sweden, you had a lot of impressions of these places, but what job was the most challenging for you, the most difficult, or maybe the most interesting?
Okay, that's a nice question. But I would say, so whatever the job it may be, so when I am pretty much passionate about it, so I don't bother about it. So as long as, even though it's very hard or pretty much tough, I used to enjoy, because when we are enjoying so what we are doing, then we don't feel lost, right? So that is how I always used to do. And moreover, the interesting fact here is that, especially in Poland, so here everyone are pretty much concerned about work-life balance. That is the most interesting factor I love about.
And this is the most important to work in balance. You have free time for yourself and you work.
That's absolutely true. That is the most important thing, so I pretty much love about it, because I always respect work-life balance. So even though we are passionate about working, also we have to spend our time for the personal life and the family and so on.
Yes, yeah, because we have a lot of obligations, you know. It's our life, like it's crazy. That's really challenging for us to have a free time for ourselves. And this is the most important thing, to work in a balance. I agree with you.
That's true, because we are not a humanoid robot, right? So we are a human, so
Yes.
we have to balance everything.
Exactly. You have extensive experience. That's really incredible for me. You were the director of the Global Community for Space Science and Technology, project director, technical support specialist. What or who motivates you to keep working?
See, the one thing I strongly believe, so we should be a learner for lifetime. So I always strongly believe in that. So whatever we do, and sometimes we have to unlearn also. We have to learn to unlearn things. Because, see, whatever so we are learning, or so even those we are in higher rank positions or whatsoever, so I strongly believe yet there to be a learn a lot. So we have to be a learner for lifetime.
But now you are in doctoral school. What is the topic of your research?
It's about see, actually, even my research is like I am trying to connect all my expertise and the entrepreneurial background and everything. So here is my topic. So I'm into exploring the integration of aerospace and robotic technology for the enhanced efficiency in logistics and transport. Whereas I am planning to do a strong study and detailed analysis on its feasibility, economic efficiency, and the sustainable strategic model. So in simple words, by using a drones, how we can do the last mile delivery. So it's still globally it's in the implementation stage and experimentation, right? Even it's kind of in the pilot testing stage. It's not yet implemented, or maybe it's kind of a futuristic. So I'm doing a detailed practical research and analysis on this particular topic, whereas I just wanted to make this implemented in the real time.
You're certainly working on a scientific project. Can you tell us more about the subject matter, what your responsibilities are, and where the idea came from?
Yeah, see, basically, as I mentioned earlier, so I was into my startup, right? It's kind of a thing. So I just learned during my startup journey. So whereas strongly believe that, so when we are trying to solve kind of a problem or something, a product, or planning to develop some kind of a product, we need to find the niche and the proper requirements and the ground, right? So I started seeing, there is some scope, future scope in particularly on this futuristic transport, because there is a lot of opportunity behind it. But if we want to make it practically implemented, we have to make more experimental research on it.
I'm wondering, have you been interested in this topic, the profession you are currently engaged in before, for example, in your school in India? Did the passion emerge a little later?
That's a nice, interesting question. Because during my schoolings, I was not so much passionate about education. I was thinking that, okay, so I was like one of the students in my school. So just who used to go to schools and memorize things and write exams and go for marks, and that's all. I was not studious at all during my schoolings. So after my schoolings, when I started entering into the mechanical engineering, whereas I did my mechanical engineering sandwich program, it is like a totally different, not like the regular bachelor's. Whereas for the whole 4 years, I used to have my practical industrial training from morning 8 to 11 a.m. and evening from 4 to 8, I used to have my theory and laboratory and other classes. So all the 4 years I was having this experimental learning kind of education. So whereas things started changing, I started learning subjects. So then I found the interesting and my passion towards education, because education is about, it should be a learning process. It should not be like memorizing or any other things, right?
So you had a really busy schedule, but it's worth it.
Yes, that's true.
What advice do you have for future PhD students or students who want to develop themselves but are concerned that they will not be able to cope?
That's true. Okay, so it's kind of that's a great question. But if I want to answer for this, I have to take little more time. So, for example, the people used to think they are passionate about something that is like totally different than they got inspired with something. Because I strongly believe in that based on my experience. So when we say we are passionate about something, then our field of interest and field of expertise should match, synchronize. Then we can say that yes, obviously we are passionate about something. So when we are doing something which we are pretty much passionate about, we easily don't give up and we will strive hard ourselves and
and believe for our possibilities.
Yes, and we will never give and we will work hard with the persistence and determination. So that's one of the most important thing which will take us moving forward. But there are scenarios the people used to think that they got inspired with something, and they might mistakenly thinking that okay, they are passionate about something. So when our field of interest and expertise are not matching or not synchronizing, then we have to rethink and reiterate everything.
So where do you see yourself, for example, in 5 years? Would you like to stay in Poland and develop yourself, or return to your country and continue to develop there?
That's a nice question. Yeah, to be frank, as of now, so I don't have any idea about it. But moreover, so I always would like to explore different countries and different opportunities and possibilities. I also wanted to bring the revolutionary educations, and also I wanted to do something unique in my domain, particularly this aerospace engineering and also the entrepreneurship journey combined together. I see the whole globe is my home. So no matter what and where I am, so I always wanted to do something what I'm passionate about and wanted to do something for the society. I have to give something for the society as well, because the society gave me a lot of opportunities to explore and learn and so on. So this is a time for me to give back something to the society.
Thank you for this answer. I think it's real deeply and really beautiful and true. I agree with you. Thank you so much. Dziękuję.
Dziękuję bardzo.
For this conversation meeting. I wish you all the best, of course. And I cross my fingers for you and for your develop in Poland. And thank you for your time today.
Thank you so much for your valuable time and all the beautiful questions so you have asked me.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.